So you finally hit level 90 in World of Warcraft. You got some gear, maybe watched a tier list, maybe even copied a build from Raider.io. Then you entered Mythic Plus and instantly got destroyed. Sword lists everywhere, healers screaming internally, and somehow the guy doing the least DPS is flaming everyone else. Yeah, welcome to Mythic Plus. But here's the thing, most players think Mythic Plus is about doing insane DPS. It is, and it's not. The real skill in Mythic Plus is surviving, consistency, awareness, and decision making. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly how high-rated players actually become good at Mythic Plus from beginner level all the way to high keys. So if you want to stop getting declined, stop panicking in keys, and actually become good at Mythic Plus, this video is for you. The first mistake most players make is focusing on the wrong thing. They think if I increase my DPS, I'll become good. Nope. A dead DPS does zero damage. High-rated players don't just do damage. They interrupt, they survive, they use defensives properly, know dungeon mechanics, understand positioning, and they react pretty fast. That's why some players with lower gear outperform fully geared players. Because Mythic Plus is basically pattern recognition. After hundreds of runs, good players already know which mobs are dangerous, when damage happens, where to stand, when to defensives, and when to save cooldowns. Meanwhile, beginners are just reacting randomly. So your goal isn't becoming a DPS machine. Your goal is to become consistent. Pick one class and stick to it. This is huge. If you actually want to improve fast, stop re-rolling every week. Every time a tier list changes, people suddenly swap class. Bad idea. High-rated players repeatedly say the fastest way to improve is one class, one spec, one role. Because muscle memory matters a lot. You want to reach the point where your rotation becomes automatic. You don't want to think, wait, which button is interrupt again? Your brain should already know. The less mental energy you spend on your class, the more focus you have for mechanics. So pick something you enjoy, not just meta. Because if you hate the class, you won't spam enough keys to improve. So learn your class properly. Before even pushing higher keys, you need to fully understand your class toolkit. And I don't just mean your damage rotation. You need to know interrupt, stun, crowd control, movement abilities, defensives, emergency buttons, self-healing. Because Mythic Plus is full of dangerous mechanics. For example, one missed interrupt can literally wipe an entire group. And beginners massively underuse defensives. Most new players save defensives for emergencies, but high-rated players use defensives more often. They already know, okay, this pull is dangerous, big AoE incoming, tank is chain pulling, so their defenses is always ready. So their defenses before damage happens. That's one of the biggest difference between low-rated and high-rated players. Now you have to start low keys and learn dungeons. Please stop trying to instantly jump into plus 10 keys or even higher. You're not learning anything when you're overwhelmed. Start low, seriously. There's nothing wrong with plus 2, plus 4, or plus 6. Low keys let you actually learn, and remember, you're not learning Mythic Plus, you're learning individual dungeons. Every dungeon has dangerous mobs, specific mechanics, unique boss patterns, different routing. Good players memorize these over time, and the best way to learn, run the same dungeons multiple times. That repetition builds confidence. Eventually your brain automatically recognizes, okay, this mob casts fear, this mob one-shots, this pull requires defensives. That's how player becomes smooth and calm, not by magically becoming talented overnight. Now, interrupts are more important than DPS. This right here might be the single biggest Mythic Plus lesson. Interrupts win keys. I mean, DPS also matters, but if your group interrupts properly, the dungeon becomes 10 times easier. If nobody interrupts, even easy keys become a nightmare. And here's the funny thing, most beginner DPS players barely interrupt. They tunnel vision their damage meter. Meanwhile, high-rated players instantly kick dangerous casts. That's why many tanks and healers would rather invite a reliable player instead of a big DPS but dies every pull player. So start tracking fear casts, heals, deadly AoEs, one-shot mechanics, and interrupt them consistently. And trust me, people will notice. Another huge skill, positioning. Most deaths in Mythic Plus happens because players stand badly, not because healing is weak. Beginners panic move constantly. Good players move very little. They already know where safe zones are, and this massively increases uptime. For example, if you move less, you catch more. If you panic less, you survive more. Simple. Also learn frontal attacks, swirlies, line mechanics, healer range awareness. One of the worst habits is standing 40 miles away from the healer, then blaming healer after dying. Don't be that guy. Get some good add-ons. If you're serious about Mythic Plus, add-ons helps a lot. The absolutely essentials are DBM, big wigs, details, Blizzard's built-in CDM. These add-ons warn you about dangerous abilities, boss timers, interrupts, mechanics, and once you improve more, you can add Platter, Omni-CD, Mythic Dungeon tools, especially Platter. High-rated players love Platter because it highlights dangerous enemies and cast very clearly. I wish weak auras was there, but they removed it. Now, copy good players. One of the fastest way to improve, copy high-rated players. Seriously, at least use Rated.io. Look at talents, stats, embellishments, trinkets, routes, key strategies. Archon.gg is also good, and no copying build is not cheating. Every good player's learned from somebody else, but don't blindly copy everything. Eventually try understanding why they pick certain talents, why they are using cooldowns there, why they position that way. That's where real improvement starts happening. You want to know the biggest difference between average players and insane Mythic Plus players? Calmness. That's it. High-rated players look relaxed because they already know what's coming. Nothing surprises them anymore. They know when damage happens, which pull is dangerous, when to defensive, when to kite, when to save cooldowns. That calmness comes from repeating the same dungeon over and over again. Maybe some talent, not luck though, but pure experience. That's why spamming keys consistently is so important. Over the time, your brain starts automatically recognizing every pull and mechanic, and suddenly the chaos starts feeling slow. That's when Mythic Plus becomes really fun. So if you want to actually improve at Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft, focus on survival, interrupts, positioning, dungeon knowledge, consistency, not just DPS, tanking, or healing. And remember, every high-rated player you see right now was once getting destroyed in low keys too. The difference is they kept learning and improving. Anyways, if this guide helped you out, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what class spec you're pushing this season. And also tell me what's the worst dungeon in current season. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.